House of L shirt on, so I'm guessing you got some positive things to say.
But
Mm, I can see we about to be
oh, well, it's already live. We live? Oh yeah, I guess we are live. And not the starting soon go. But all right. We really need some background music. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, pal. Well. Alrighty. It should be done now. Okie dokie. Well. Hey guys, we're back. So welcome to the level, your bi-weekly check-in where geek and pop culture collide. We're your hosts, Rainy Days, Skitty Live, bring you a whole lot of fun each and every other Sunday with our hot takes, deep dives, and a lot of conversation. And we're back. I know you guys miss us. Just to share a little insight with my level fam, I recently lost my mom, so it's been kind of hard, but the geek and pop culture is where I live and where I thrive and where I find my peace and harmony. So we got a whole bunch to talk about for this month of June. Man, June was all gas, no breaks with it, wasn't it? Like so much. But before we get started into the agenda today, Skitty, tell the people how you living, how you feeling, how you been.
I'm good. I'm good. Came back off of a back injury. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So that was a hard time. My floor was more comfortable than my bed. For real. Like it felt I could get up easier off the floor than I could off the bed, which is really strange. Having a lower back injury changes your whole perspective on life. So yeah, yeah, that's what I've recently been going through.
Yeah, you get to that point where you start to realize how old you really are.
Ooh, how fast you shouldn't move, you know, muscles
Like
that
for
you
real,
didn't know you
for
could
real.
tear, you know what I'm saying? For real. So, but yeah, I'm, I'm good. I'm not like 100%. I'm about 95, but I'm back at work. Everything's, cool so far. I ain't really hurt nothing. I still got them 800 milligram ibuprofens at the
Yep,
ready. So I'm good. I'm straight.
that's
Oh,
good.
I will
What?
talk about what I have been watching though.
Yeah, tell us what you've been watching.
I I just recently started, well, not started watching, but My Adventures of Superman has come out with its, newer season. And with the recent episode that dropped, I think they are about to touch on the Battle of the Superman arc, which is one of the greatest Superman stories of all time. So definitely check that out on HBO Max if y'all haven't. It's anime style Superman cartoon. So yeah.
Awesome. I gotta check it out. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. So that's next on my list. That's next on my list for sure.
No,
As
there
far
goes my
as
camera.
I did enjoy the first season. I definitely enjoyed that first season. So it's not like I didn't like it. I just haven't had a chance to get circle back to everything that's been, going on and watching all these other stuff, trying to catch up. But
Right. Right.
what I've been watching lately, so obviously I've been watching From. I know the season finale dropped this morning. It seems like a lot of people aren't happy, so I'm curious to see, what my weekly heart attack decides to give me later on today, because I think after this season, if I feel the way people are feeling right now, I think I'm done. I don't think I can watch a season 4. I mean season 5. I know it's the final season, and I feel like people are like, oh, but you committed so long. One thing about me is that it don't matter about a commitment. If a show turned me off, it's done. Like I would never go back to that show. I don't care what episode I'm on. I don't care where I was in. I would be like, it's cool. Maybe watching like 5 or 7 years and probably finally see the end. But so from I know you've been seeing me talking about the polygamous man. When I talk about,
Mm-hmm.
if you think about like categorically one of the worst on screen villains in like that type of show or genre, you got Ike Turner, you got Joe Jackson, you got Mister from The Color Purple. You gonna add Jonas from The Polygamist, because this dude from episode 1 to 22 is a complete fuckboy. Like, even when you think there was a moment of like, oh, maybe he's apologetic. Nah, fuck that. Full savage mode. So if you like a good like, and good thing about it being from a different culture, unlike anime, like I'm normally not into translation like shows, like where you can definitely tell they translated, so like the mouth and what they're saying is like completely different. But this one, you kind of overlooked it because it was so good. Like each episode kind of kept you jaw dropped. So if you wanted like a good drama, I know people comparing to Tyler Perry, but Tyler Perry couldn't have wrote that shit. Like that was above his pay grade. Like he did take some lessons. What else have I been watching that we're not going to talk about? Hmm, I can. As far as like, I just finished watching Night of Champions. So WWE just had their PLE on Saturday. Night of Champions was actually pretty good. It was a lot of surprises yesterday that I don't think people, caught it. Shout out to Sami Zayn. My man Sami Zayn is finally a world champion. After 10 tries and whining for a whole year, they finally gave my man the belt. So shout out to Sammy. I'm going to see what they're going to do and how long they're going to keep him in the title reign. But yeah, that's kind of a little bit what I've been watching. I know The Bear just came back. I gotta check the final season of The Bear. I haven't watched it yet. Yeah, and that's about it. Yep, that's about it. No new anime as of yet. I haven't found no new anime. I've been catching
Okay.
up on old anime. So
I mean,
let's
anime is still the same. Demons of the Shadow Realm.
yeah
Um, what was the other new one that I was watching?
the
Doctor Stone.
yeah. What was the one? The one about the witch? Ain't the one about the witch right now? It's like called
Oh, Witch Hat Atelier. Witch Hat
yeah,
Atelier.
yeah, yeah.
Atelier,
I've been
Atelier.
seeing.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's definitely a good one.
I've been
The
seeing
Bleach
that.
movie is out. I was just
Is
informed.
it?
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, so I gotta find a theater that is playing it so I can go see it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to check that out. I didn't know it was out yet. Huh.
Definitely gonna have to.
I wonder if it's good. I wonder if it's
I mean,
good.
I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't had an issue with
Yeah.
the other OVAs, other Bleach OVA movies. So I mean, but is it like as good as Demon Slayer or Chainsaw Man? I'm not too sure. I would again I would have to see it because now anime movies that are released in the theater are set at a high. Demon Slayer is the standard of anime movies and production. So yeah, gonna have to find out.
Yeah. Yeah. I would definitely like to find out. I mean, I feel like definitely when you think about like how it was with Chainsaw Man movie, even though I appreciate what they did, it was just a little bit like it was like kind of like a 180 from what you watch as far as like the series and then what you got with the movie. The series we basically got, like all gas, no breaks, full action, and then they gave us like this weird love story
Mm-hmm.
unfolding. Again, not saying it was bad, but it was just kind of like for it to have come out during the time where we were looking for certain type of movies, especially from the anime world. I think that's kind of like where it fell short, in competitiveness, like to like Demon Slayer and or other things like, we can even say JJK, like, so I'm definitely curious to see what Bleach is how they gonna do. We'll see. We'll see what Bleach got out the woodwork. Speaking of anime news, I hate to say this news because I hate jinxing it, guys, but everybody's been sending it to me, and we know that officially Hunter x Hunter is not only dropping new chapters, but it has been speculated heavily that we may be getting a new season soon. So again, when it comes to certain rumors, I don't like, especially with Hunter x Hunter, because I always get my feelings hurt. But what you think, Skitty? You think we actually finally gonna come off that 15-year hiatus?
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not talking about Hunter x Hunter until I get some confirmation, because every time it pops up now, it is confirmation of new arcs in the manga. That has been confirmed. That's been talked about for a while. The not so confirmation is when the hell we're going to get an anime, because I'm sorry, that can't end like that. I feel as though ending it the way they ended it kind of pissed a lot of people off, including myself. Like a conversation with his dad, no, I don't. That's not how we're going to end this series. I don't think so. So, and then also the stories that kept going, in Hunter x Hunter, the manga, are I would like to see animated, especially about oh, there goes my camera again. What was the name? Karupika,
Oh, you talking about the blonde
Kappa.
head dude? Uh,
What's yeah,
Karapika? Is his name Karapika?
Karapika. The one they
Don't get me wrong.
obviously
I'm about to
clown
say
the
all
looks
his name
because he
wrong.
looks like a girl.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I heard that story was crazy. So I definitely look forward to, hopefully, us getting an animation soon. That would be an anime series. That would be fire. That would be fire.
Yeah,
I need a new
definitely,
camera.
definitely. So I mean, I need a new laptop. Needing. We gotta be nice to our machines.
John Connor warned us.
Yep. Camera gonna wake up and be like, "You need a new what?" All right. Well, let's move on to today's agenda. So, legends, heroes, movies and more. We got a stat card this month. I do have my question of the day. Um so did you get a chance to watch the verses between B2K and Pretty Ricky?
I
Nope.
watched like a few. I watched like some. I seen when they did the song, and what's the bull name? Bug. He got hyped. Man, if it wasn't for us, y'all wouldn't be out here. Da, 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 da. And this, that, and the third. And when what was his name?
Omarion.
Oh, Omarion. He was like,
Omarion.
we was doing clean music, y'all was doing grown folk music, and blah 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 blah. And I mean, these niggas is old. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what people were expecting with this verses. But I mean, I can honestly say, like, music wise, hits wise, because Omarion left the group so early, they didn't have the tracks that Pretty Ricky has, piled up. And Pretty Ricky, and mind you, there was a time I was in the club every other Friday, to every Friday, buying fresh outfits, you know what I'm saying? And I can tell you, Pretty Ricky was being played in the club. What I mean, this is paradox. I mean, y'all Baltimore people know every Friday, not Saturday, Um, not Saturday, but every Friday, you definitely had a ball till 5 something in the morning, and Pretty Ricky definitely got played at the Paradox. The only B2K like song that I heard at the Paradox, and it wasn't a B2K song, it was an Omarion song, was Icebox. That was it. That to my memory. This is to my memory. This is everybody else has a different experience, but I was definitely I spoke with Big L. I shook hands with Pork Chop. You know what I'm saying? Uh, fucking. I know a few of them. I know a few of them. You know what I'm saying? So again, the CDs that I bought after the club let out, they have not near one of B2K songs in it, but I definitely has some Pretty Ricky tracks on it mixed in there. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it was. That's what it showed you. That's what it showed me. I didn't watch all of it. I just watched enough of it to know how it was going to end.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I'm definitely a fan of both of them, especially growing up. Like I was in B2K was my first boy group, right? So I'm not gonna knock them for what they paved the way for. And I went to all the Scream tours. But once Pretty Ricky existed, it was kind of like, you know how you pass the torch? That's basically what they did. Like Pretty Ricky was a dominant boy group for the time they came out. Yeah, they sung about sex, but they did it in a way where, you know, like, nowadays it's a little bit more obvious. Obviously, back then it was a little bit more lyrical, but I don't know what B2K was thinking. Like, literally, it's like entertain again, like the Mario versus Mario versus. It was entertainment versus artistry, and it was clear that Omarion, while he's a great entertainer, he's not the best singer. Like, so I don't know if it's the age
I
or
mean,
the
it's not even.
whatever.
I can't even. I can't even call him an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause there's some shit that I've had the not so privileged to witness a show. I didn't know that there was an Amazon show. This nigga called Guns and Roses or Roses and Guns or whatever the fuck it's called. I guess
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
some
yeah.
elite bodyguard hitman type dude. Now, what I can say, and I give him credit, he is an excellent dancer.
Yeah.
Being trained choreography wise, he was very tight and precise with his moves. So I cannot take that away from him. But he is part of the long line of people whose acting just ain't there.
Yeah,
Just
not
it's
everybody is
not
meant to be an
cutting it.
actor,
So
definitely, for sure. Not all
yeah,
artists are meant to be. Just like
yeah.
that's how I feel about Bow Wow.
Yeah, I
Like Bow
mean, you should
Wow
have
is not
stopped
a
at
good
You
actor.
Got Served, buddy.
They got served. Pretty
Yeah.
Ricky served
Oh,
them up on
definitely.
the dish and ate them. It was a sweeping. Like
But
they was
yeah, but yeah,
it was so
that was
bad. It got bad when they ran out of songs. They had no other songs. They was in the corner like, what else we gonna play?
again.
Like,
that's what happens when you bounce from a group too early. Like
yep, yep.
that couldn't have happened in New Edition.
Ain't nobody came to see
That
you
wouldn't have
over.
happened in New Edition. The New Edition still had tracks after Bobby Brown. New Edition still had tracks after Johnny Gill. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
They tried.
digress.
It was,
So,
it was definitely. I think versuses are definitely entertaining. If I'm gonna say that, like they're
yeah.
definitely entertaining now. Like obviously during COVID, they were a great idea because it's a way that kind of kept people from the brink of sanity, basically. But now it's just like entertainment. Like we just they. I don't know if they're gonna continue this. I know they've been talking about doing other ones, but some things kind of just gotta. I'm glad they don't do it like weekly like they was doing before or monthly. Now it's like, oh, if I challenge you, now let's have a versus type of situation. So, but shout out to Pretty Ricky and B2K for giving
Yeah.
us the entertainment of the week, because it was definitely that entertainment. But all right, let's get on
Old men
today's
are going to be
show.
old men. That's basically it.
Let's get on today's show, man. So we got so much to talk about. But the first thing we're going to talk about is none other than the 2026 Supergirl, the second movie in the DCU franchise. Look up, it's a bird, it's a plane. You may find a dog, but you may not find Supergirl. So this origin story of to speak is set in the universe where we find out exactly what Supergirl has been up to during the events of the first Superman movie. Hey, what's up, Mark? So let's talk about hot takes, deep dives, and our official rating on James Gunn's DCU Supergirl. So how you feel about it? With initial reactions.
When I first went into the theater, I went into the theater um, thinking that this movie was going to be crap, and it wasn't. I was shocked. I was actually shocked that I was enjoying the movie, and each as time went past, I'm like, yo. At first, when you first see her, you see her at the end of Superman. She's fucked up. She's fucked up. She's 23 and she's still going through it. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know what's going on. And at first, and I stand the test. I was like, yo, I don't know if a drunk, depressed Supergirl is going to work for me. And it was because of how I personally felt about what Supergirl should have been. You know, we're all used to the happy-go-lucky. Oh my God, I'm so great to be on Earth. Not dealing with the fact that I saw people explode as a teenager. We dealt with a Supergirl, mind you. And I also stated this a long time ago. If you're going to change the origin, if you're going to change the core of a character, make sure the flow and story was solid. And that's what they did. She grew up in Argo, which again, they changed how Argo was created. Because if I'm not mistaken, in the comic books and in the cartoons, Argo was created by Brainiac to keep certain Kryptonians captive, living their lives in there. They changed that aspect, whereas her father created Argo to, instead of fleeing Krypton, just staying there trying to rebuild. They gave a scientific reason on why kryptonite was, the way it was, because of the explosion of what happened. That's why their soil turned into what is known as kryptonite, that poisons them. That was interesting. She buried her mom. You bury your mom, you're going to be fucked up. I don't care who you are. I don't care what aspect of life you're in. You bury your mom, you're going to be fucked up. She watched a whole bunch of people get sick and die, you know what I mean, and then get sent off, right after that, just to, in hope of whatever. So, and then when she got there, mind you, they also changed this aspect. Remember, the Supergirl we're used to. See, that's what I'm saying. We got something different. I wanted that, but we got something different and it was solid. That's what people need to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wanted something old, we got something new, and it changed the aspect of the character, but again, it stayed solid to the story that it was telling. So she didn't go to the Phantom Zone. She went straight to Earth. The Supergirl we're used to, again, went to the Phantom Zone for all them years, and then all of a sudden, when whatever happened, for her to release from the Phantom Zone, it happened. That's what we're used to. She came straight from the fucked up shit that she was seeing, straight to Earth, being not forced, but realizing that she got to accept this place as her home when she already knows where home is at. where she already, has a feeling of what has happened to her. You know what I'm saying? And there's another subject that I wanted to touch on too, because a lot of, and then this is just me personal, a lot of motherfuckers have been, talking about how lack of pretty she is. But it's just funny to me that nobody was talking about her beauty when they were fawning over her fucking her uncle on House of the Dragon. When she was fucking with the knight on House of the Dragon. Nobody was, I ain't hear nothing about fucking Mad Max looking kid then. You know what I'm saying? But now all of a sudden you're hearing all that shit now. I mean, it is what it is. But another thing, Jason Moore should have been Lobo from the beginning. We all said it. We all agreed to it. That's that. Do I feel as though how they brought him in was the best option? I mean, they doubled down on him being a bounty hunter instead of, him being, the so-called villain. Because even when he became, when he, his appearance, if I'm not mistaken, his appearance was that he was hired by somebody to take out Superman. So, I mean, that would make him a villain, but, bounty hunters are just paid, they're hired help. So it is what it is. Um, I liked it. I liked how he was brought in. I didn't mind it. Um, I I have to say that I wanted him to be less funny though, and a little bit more cold. But that's just my perspective on it. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I mean, I kind of liked it. I liked it. It was like her coming out of her shit. She finally got out of her depression and wants to be the person that she, wants to be. That's how I took it. That's how I took the whole movie. So, but yeah, it was way better than what I expected.
Okay. So, man, I wish you lived in Baltimore because you could have went to the movies with us last night. Because I think this is the first time he's not watching. I don't know if he's watching, but you probably agree with Brian because man, we flamed that movie last night. But like, so I'm gonna say this. I like Millie Alcott. That's her name, right? I like her as Supergirl. I have nothing with her. I have nothing against her with the character of Supergirl. I'm gonna say that off the rat. I think she was a great casting, like cast. Like I think that was a good idea for the DCU because that edginess about her, that she's not
Mhm.
just a pretty face, definitely gave us context to the Supergirl that we're not used to knowing until we get like more into her story because she's normally, the guardian, the shadow, whatever behind Kyle. Like they even said, why is he Superman and you're Supergirl? So like, I don't have nothing against her. But my issue with this movie is that for it to be the second movie in a new franchise, I personally felt like it had to be either at level or better than Superman. And here's why. Because if you want to set confidence up for your fans who already is used to a very unstable franchise, I shouldn't watch something that could have been made for TV. It could have been on HBO Max and it could have been probably just as good as a series. As a full movie that we don't really know what it was setting up because it was originally supposed to set up Man of Tomorrow, but now it's kind of like, it left certain Easter eggs that, may have gone over your head if you didn't know the realm of Supergirl or comics, or even know that comic, the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow comics. Like, I just felt like it was very plot, like the plot was just very lackluster. It was. I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of disappointed, and I'm only disappointed because I felt like the way it was hyped up was not the way I got it. Was it a good movie? Yes. I'm not saying it was a bad movie, but as the second movie in this franchise, you already know what people are going to say. You already know what people are going to look for. You're making us wait for Batman. We got all these other series building up. We got Peacemaker. Some things are canon, some things are not canon. For the second movie, especially coming up on a major Marvel movie, it should have knocked itself out the park, and it didn't do that. Not at all. Now to the Jason Momoa Lobo of it all. I felt like Jason Momoa, again, great casting, but if you took Lobo out that movie, it wouldn't have made a difference. He did nothing for the movie. He wasn't even that good of a comic relief. Like, to be honest, like Supergirl and Crypto was more funny than him.
Right.
Like, it's like if you took them out the movie, it would have not changed nothing about the movie. Like, yes, he was there. Okay, let's introduce his character now, get it out the way. But I just expected more from the Lobo character. Like, in the whole probably 2 hour movie, he was probably in it like 15 minutes. Like, if like let's say 20 minutes, right? Like it's the way the trailer built up to it was very like let down. Like, like it was like, what is this CGI they put on Jason Momoa? Why he should look like the Aquaman version of Lobo. He looked like as if Jack Black was Lobo. You know that
Jack Black was Lobo.
You know that movie where he played the
It
the
wasn't
imaginary friend. Have you seen that movie where he like the imaginary friend for the girl? You never seen that movie? You gotta watch. I'm gonna find the name of it and send it to you. It's such a great movie, but it was kind of like watching that character be as Lobo. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, like it was kind of like that. Like,
I think
Lobo kind. What you saying?
I think I know what you're talking about. He wore the hat.
Yeah. And you find out that
had the
he
horns.
was the little boy. Yeah, he was actually the little boy imaginary friend the whole time, and he basically forgot about him when his brother died or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, there was yeah. Like, yeah, it was kind of like that. So with that all being said, it was a good movie, but and then this is the other thing I ain't like.
Yeah.
I don't like that they changed Supergirl origin story. Like, we was debating about it last night. Why did they make it that she was younger than Superman? Because that's what they did. Because remember, originally she's technically, like you said, they made her younger. Because remember, she was born. They had her born after Superman was born. Made her technically younger. So why did they do that?
That's another. See, you know what? That's a hole. That's a hole that I didn't think about, because I mean, again, that's when you change the story. Yeah, she is.
Yeah, and they was arguing that.
That's not even a hole. That's just to change the story. That's just to change the origin. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So Brian was saying, like, that didn't mess up the plot, but my thing is that if you think about the puzzle pieces James Gunn had laid out, right, in Superman, he made it known that Superman parents was not internally good. They sent basically Superman to be the Omni-Man of the universe. Like, go ahead, get bitches, conquer. Like, they even said in this movie he was sent to be the conqueror of Earth, right? So you have that. The idea is that Supergirl was supposed to be his guardian, but she got trapped in the Phantom Zone, and then when she came out, he was already aged, physically older than her. So now we have a messed up Supergirl. Well, I wouldn't say messed up, but a morally complex Supergirl, and a Superman who may struggle with the fact that he was sent to fuck bitches to get money. Like, like, who's going to rein him in if you change her storyline? Like, it might not be as minute as I'm making it. Maybe it'll kind of lay itself out. But that's the part I didn't understand. Why did they go out their way to make sure to let us know that she was the younger cousin? Like, when that's never been her thing. Like, and then also, why did they have Lobo in there for the bounty hunter, and they was even hunting the same person? Like, they was hunting the same people in the group, but like,
well, like, they were hunting. They weren't hunting the same group. I mean, the dude was in the same group.
Yeah.
He was in the same group of brigands. He was in the group of brigands, but
yeah, but he wasn't like a main brigand. He was
I think that's why they intertwined with each other. Like, it was like it was that I would say that that would be thin, that would be thin right there, thinly bringing it back, bringing it together, like how they tied Lobo into the story. So I see what you're saying. I don't know. Maybe I just understood the formula. You know what I'm saying? I understood the formula of what they were making with this movie. I'm not glazing it, and a lot of people, when you, again, when you change the origin story of a character like that, and I think that's why I like it. I don't. If you change it, cool. Just make sure it's solid to the story you're telling. When it comes to change, people have a hard time accepting certain changes. You know what I'm saying? To the point where, like you stated before, we're used to Kara being technically older than Superman. You know what I'm saying? But there again, they took that whole thing out. They changed a lot of shit. So
Yeah.
that's why I was like, it may be certain changes that people aren't comfortable with, that they looked at more than the whole aspect of the movie. So
And that I do agree.
that's just what
Like
I
I'm
think. That's all.
I do agree. I'm not resistant to the change. Like again, I loved how they because I was a big CW Supergirl fan. And the one thing I hate about the CW Supergirl is they made her too. I'm not gonna say that because we might get banned, but they basically made her too nice. Like she was too nice of a Supergirl. It wasn't until she got to the point where I think they killed her love interest, quote unquote, and she had to do that whole,
I
fighting her
see.
evil
I get
self
what you're
and
saying.
like it wasn't like, like that's the thing I didn't like about it. I definitely like all the characters. I felt like individually it made sense, which is why I said it could have been put to TV because as the second movie of the franchise, that's what's standing out to me. It didn't knock it out the park. And that's what I was looking for. Like, I'm looking for confidence in the DCU. Yes, good writing is great, but the main thing the DCU struggle with is the confidence that we can take these characters and make them one make sense to each other and continue to grow. Do I think they can definitely grow characters? Yes, the complexity of Superman, the complexity of Supergirl, even down to the dog. Like the complexity of crypto. Like I was resistant to crypto in the first one. I actually like crypto in this movie, but it's just like it was missing
Right.
something. Like I don't feel like we felt the same way about Superman that we feel about Supergirl. Like when Superman came out, it was a talking point. It was a turning point. It was like, oh, this may be actually a good way to go. But if you go like this and then you go like that, now I'm curious to see how we're about to get back to here. And with the next major movie being Clayface and the next project being Green Lanterns or the Lanterns, right? Where was
I don't know.
the direct path? Like when you left that movie, did you feel like you knew what was about to happen, where we were going next?
Now, where we were going next, no, because they didn't. Because another thing too, they didn't have they didn't have a post credit scene. If you noticed that, they didn't have a post or mid credit scene.
Nope.
So usually, this is another thing too. A lot of these movies have post credit scenes to let us know where they're going next, to tell us what's going to happen, or even hint at what's happening next. Um, I mean, hopefully we'll see. So this is during Man of Tomorrow. So she's not going to be in Man of Tomorrow. She's going to
This is
be. This is going to be during that situation.
this is during the events of Superman, right? Like leading right after, because like literally while he's calling her, you
So
know how
this
he come
right
at the end.
after when she picked up her dog,
Yeah, yeah, and she
and she
comes
picked up
home.
her
Yeah,
dog.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. That's why he's like,
because he
"I
said
could have
to
used
her,
your help with this
like
guy,"
he
but
said
he
to
never
her,
said
I
who the
needed
guy
your help
was.
with this. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So so is Man of Tomorrow after when she picked up her dog? You
Man of
get what I'm
Tomorrow is
saying?
after. It's supposed to. Yeah. So technically, Man of Tomorrow is supposed to be after she gets after this movie. Man of Tomorrow is supposed to be. decides to come back home. Like she tells him, like, "We gonna be home for a while. Man, tomorrow is supposed to happen."
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm gonna read the comments because Mark going off. He said, "Do you think they should have done a Superman sequel before the spinoff?" I mean, technically, the Superman movie was a sequel. I mean, it's like they're like happening at the same time. If that makes sense, Mark. Like both of these movies are technically chronologically happening at the same time. So while Superman was getting his ass whipped by Lex Luthor, Supergirl was basically celebrating her birthday. Like that's kind of like how it was, like so it's like an overlapping timeline. Oh, we lost Skitty a little bit. I lost his camera. Like an overlapping timeline, basically, from what I understand. Because if they do a new DCU, Supergirl ain't the character I'm handing the baton to. I don't think she
That's
was
the
set
thing
up
though.
to
See,
be a.
here's that
Yeah, she
that's
wasn't
kind
set
of
up for that. Go
because
ahead. Sorry, Skitty.
crypto was there. Crypto was that's what I'm saying. Crypto was there. So yeah, Supergirl takes place after Superman and before. Hmm?
It's like a if you think about it, it's happening before, during, and after. If that makes sense.
For the Man of Tomorrow?
Before the Man of Tomorrow, but it's
Because
also
because the thing
technically
is that
during Superman.
hmm,
Because I think is that she gets crypto back for her birthday.
right.
Sick and all that case may be. Like I think she has gotten him back. By the time she get him back, it was already. Well, yeah, that's a good question because he had crypto and she came to pick him up. Why did she come and pick him up? What was she doing? Oh wait, what was she
That's what I'm
doing? Why did
saying.
she? Why did
Mhm.
she come and pick him up? Like, let me see. Okay. Supergirl and Superman. Crypto was with Supes, but he's in the movie too. Yeah, because he's calling her. He's basically calling her, asking her to come back. That's why I said I think it's like literally right after because he was calling her saying, "I wish you would come back and spend more
Yeah,
time on Earth. This is where your people are." That's basically what she was
right.
doing. So that's why I say it's like basically happening before, during, and after. Like we're seeing like a simultaneously storyline happening at the same time that Superman would have technically been happening, basically. Because he had basically
Right.
just got in a basically when he asked her, I say, I wish I could use your help with a friend. It could have been
Because she
anybody.
said
He could be
it's
fighting that
1 year. It's 1 year
Skyro.
after. Yeah, it's one. We're on a delay. I keep on because I'm listening to
Yeah.
us on here, and I'm listening to the delay on here. But it's 1 year after. 1 year after the events of Superman, and if I read it correctly, it says like a few days. That's weird. It's weird. I can tell this timeline is
It's
weird.
all over the place.
Yeah.
We're bouncing
Somebody's gonna
around
figure it out, or
timeline.
we'll figure it
Somebody's going to
out.
figure it out. Mark said they probably didn't think about that all the way through. Suits could
Right,
use her
right,
help if she
right.
was out partying. Yeah, that's
But
basically what
yeah,
happened.
Clayface movie coming up.
I think it's going to be a knockout of the park.
I'm wondering. So
Only
yeah. So who you think's gonna be Batman, or when like
I don't know. I really don't know who Batman can possibly be, to be honest. Like, I really don't know. Like, I know that I haven't found a good fan cast. Not, I'm not saying that. I've seen good fan castings, but I haven't found one I'm confident in.
that I'm
If that makes
confident
sense.
with? Right.
Yeah, I'm not. I haven't found one that I'm confident with. So We'll see. Well, are they going to give us Clayface and Batman? I mean, Batman and Clayface? I don't think so. After watching this
Yeah, I don't
movie,
think that.
I don't think so. I don't
Yeah,
think so.
yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen
He
either.
he ain't showing up. He ain't showing up. And then I got used to Clayface from the Harley Quinn show. That I don't know if I can take this movie serious. So this is the reason why you should take it seriously, mainly because it's done by Mike Flanagan, who is like
You
one
gotta
of the number
separate.
one.
You gotta separate the comedy of the Harley Quinn show from, you know, the other versions and aspects of the Batman world. You know what I'm saying? Because Clayface has always been a force to be reckoned with. You know what I mean? And the fact that they're going on a different aspect. Now, if they were connected, like how Creature Commandos is connected, then I would have an issue. I would have a problem. I would be worried. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying? Because that's like saying, you can't take the Riddler serious, or, I mean, nobody takes Kite Man seriously, but I digress. You know what I'm
I love the
saying?
Kite
It's
Man
it's
series.
certain villains, certain villains on that show. Like again, the Harley Quinn show is made for comedy. You know what I'm saying? And for people who love, DC characters. So I've learned how to separate myself from that. You know what I mean? Especially seeing me, starting off seeing the Batman animated series first with on Clayface and how he was introduced and how he tried to, keep his shit together, being the prettiest face in Hollywood, and the fact that they're going into like a horror aspect of this. It's interesting. Again, everything is interesting what they're doing. It's just as long as they keep it solid. That's me. That's me. That's my personal thing.
Yeah, Mike Flanagan is doing it. Yeah, yep, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's going. It if it now the interesting thing is I think that the Batman Part Two comes out around the same time, right? I think they
Yeah.
both supposed to come out in October, so I'm curious to see how they go head to head. But I have 100% confidence in Mike Flanagan as a horror director. So if that's what they're going for, then I think that this is going to be the movie that's going to knock it out the park. But again, I could be wrong. Like Skitty said, you never know what they're going for until they actually put it out there. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, like I said, Lantern is next, so we're gonna see how Lanterns go in August,
Mhm.
to see where we're heading to it. But all right, Skitty, let's rate it. What you gonna give it?
I mean, again, it was solid. I enjoyed it a lot more than I anticipated. Uh, Better than Mortal Kombat 2. So I'm
Way
gonna give
better than
it
Mortal
a
Kombat
eight.
3.
I'm gonna give it eight.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Street Fighter better. Street Fighter better be better than Mortal Kombat. That's all I got to say. Cause
Solid 7.
so I mean, so we enjoyed it to a certain extent for the most part.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It
we enjoyed it
passed.
for what it was.
So
For
yeah,
what it was.
right, right.
We're gonna round
Certain
it up to a
changes were
solid 8.
were hard to accept. You know what I'm saying? But um, the fact that it still kept the story solid and kept a good flow, you know what I'm saying? That was acceptable. Supergirl was acceptable. A lot
That's a
a
great way
lot
to say
better
it.
than what people are saying about it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
I never
It wasn't
I never
trash.
take
It wasn't
IGN
trash can.
seriously anyway. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely wasn't trash, and definitely wasn't something that for me, I see a lot of that selective hate. So yeah, like one dude even had the nerve to be like, "Who watches House of the Dragons anyway?" Right, yo, for real. Sure, sure, Jan. I call everybody Jan now. When they say something stupid, they're Jans. For real.
Oh man. Yeah, I just wrote Skinny changed my perspective, Mark, because I was definitely going to give it a 6. But I was definitely coming in this morning like this 6 ass movie. It's
But then she heard the skinny
bullshit.
breakdown and was like,
And then I'm like,
well,
all right, Skitty. I guess.
well,
I guess.
but
Let this have
yeah,
been a Marvel
yeah.
movie. I would have flamed that shit, but it's okay.
Oh no, I mean, if it was if Spider Man ain't nothing but amazing, I'm gonna be fucking, I'm gonna be saying some shit. But I got it. Spider Man ain't kind of failed me yet, so I'm cool
Yeah.
off of it.
All right. Well, moving on to our next topic, our next movie to talk about for the power of Grayskull. We're going to talk about nothing other than Masters of the Universe. The pleasant take on a character that we all know and love. My man He-Man is back on the big screen with a fresh take and a little bit of controversial 80s mixed with live action mixed with the cartoon. But let's talk about hot takes, deep dives, and a whole lot of fun that this movie definitely gave us. If you're a fan of the series, then maybe you felt nostalgia. If you're new to it, maybe you didn't like it. But let's go ahead and talk about it. What you think about Masters of the Universe, Skitty?
I enjoyed it, but I can say that I was disappointed at the same time. Um, Not disappointed overall with the movie, but disappointed in certain aspects. Again, you change the core of a character, make it solid. I didn't like what they did with Man at Arms. I love Idris Alba as an actor, but Man at Arms is one of the few characters that, mind you, he's not really strong. He's Man at Arms because he's a weapons master. You know what I'm saying? He knows his weapons. He knows how to use basically every weapon in Eternia. So to kind of mess with his core character, you know, it kind of shook me up. You know what I mean? And then it was like certain points he was solid, certain points he was weak, and it was kind of a up down with my love. It was like love, hate, love, hate, love, hate, Man at Arms. You know what I mean? And I really wasn't feeling that. Now I do how they changed the whole aspect of He-Man being sent to a dimension, that's our dimension, our Earth, our planet. I did like that, him growing up, people thinking that he was crazy. But here's it's a little joke. I'm sorry, but this is where white privilege shows up. Because if it was a black man that said he was from another world and that, he's looking for his sword, he'd be put in an insane hospital. Like, let's be real. He would have been locked up. He wouldn't have had a roommate that understood him as long as he paid the rent. You know what I mean? So I do how like it touched on the 80s fact. And I loved how when he got back to Eternia, how he was telling people their names. Now, mind you, we grew up knowing, Fisto, Ram, and all those other guys. And it's like when he get back and he's over there calling them by the names that we know, they're like, excuse me, like, that's not my name. You know what I mean? So what were their names? Like, why they never say their names? They're just the masters of the universe. That's it. Like, nothing else, nothing more. But I digress. You know what I'm saying? Like that was kind of shaky for me. As a fan, as a He-Man fan, I did enjoy it. I don't want to hear shit about Jared Leto. I don't give a
Oh,
fuck. I don't care. I don't want to hear shit about he's a shit actor because there's other movies that he played that he's actually good in. And it seems like there's only certain movies that people, want to nitpick at certain shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to front certain shit I do agree with, but the writing and directing makes a hell of a difference because other than Mark Hamill voicing Skeletor, I can't see anybody else playing Skeletor in a live action way other than Jared Leto. So
I
yeah,
mean,
shut the fuck up about him.
he definitely stole the show. I mean, he definitely. I mean, shout out to Jared Leto and all his glorious purpose as Skeletor, because man, did he bring that, you know? And I think that he needed that redemption, right? Because he's often paired with these bad movies or these omens of having bad movies. And again, not saying that Master of the Universe was a bad movie, but it was just a fun watch. It was basically for the nostalgia of it. Like, we got a live action version of a cartoon that definitely had a lot of controversy that we overlook in the 80s and 90s, but it's cool because that's what we wanted. We wanted to be, drinking the Kool-Aid, so to speak. But okay, so how did you feel about what you call him being Adam, aka He-Man, Nicholas, I'm about to butcher this man's last name. What's his last name? Galazine? Galazine?
I just say the new guy. I don't know his
Okay,
name
yeah.
yet, but he's the new guy. He's the new guy. Which I like. You know what? That was another thing because I'm a fan of Masters. I chose. My dad gave me a choice when we went to the movies, and I was young. It was either to watch RoboCop or to watch the new Masters of the Universe. That's how much of a He-Man fan I was. I chose He-Man over RoboCop. So to see Dolph Lundgren in there giving advice to him as the new guy and then doing the good journey. I was okay. You had me. You had me. Now, here's where I wasn't kind of convinced. I wasn't convinced. I mean, I like the action, but when he first did I have the power, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. But it was the second time he did it. And when you feel it, you start to get the hairs. I got the hairs. And I was like, okay, you saved yourself. You redeemed yourself. Because when you yell that I have the power, you got to say it with all your chest. You know what I'm saying? With a little bit bass in your voice. And like I said, the first time I was like, ew, nigga, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt that, but then second time he passed. So it grew on me. He did a good job. I like the parts that everybody played. I like the parts that everybody played. Like I said, I was just disappointed on the up and down of Man in Arms. That was it. But the new He-Man, he is a good He-Man. Let me put some respect and find out his name. Put some respect. Put some respect on this guy's name.
I mean, his name is Nicholas Galazine. Something. I can't pronounce his last name.
We just
Yeah,
gonna call him Nick.
Galazine.
We're gonna call him good old Nick.
Nick G. Nick
Nick
G.
G. There you go. Nicholas
Nick
G.
G.
Nick G.
Yeah.
So and then he got beefed up, and I like how they again paid homage to the 80s where Adam was still big as shit, because you see him in the pink shirt and you see that he's still big as shit in the pink shirt, you know what I mean? But when he turned into He-Man, that's when everything started ripping off. He got a little bit big, got a little tan, hair got a little bit longer, a little bit blonder. So I kind of fucked with that. I fucked with that. It was definitely made for the 80s babies that grew up watching He-Man. And I think that was definitely tailored toward us He-Man fans that, followed the series. Even the series that came out on Cartoon Network, which I ain't going front, that series was fire. I'm mad that it only got one season. When you find out Skeletor was He-Man's uncle and shit, like, that was crazy. So
which makes it actually weird because he was simping for my man in that movie.
Who? What happened?
I said it makes it weird because he was simping for my man in that movie. Like my man Skeletor. He don't know whether he want to love him or hate him. They had the House of the Dragons flow.
He said, what did he say? RoboCop probably would have traumatized. You know what? RoboCop wouldn't have traumatized me because I watched Aliens. So, and you know what I mean? And I watched it. Now, The Thing traumatized me. But John Carpenter's The Thing traumatized me. And I was watching Aliens at a young age. So, and Freddy Krueger and shit like that. So I don't think it would have traumatized me, but it definitely probably would have put me in a different path. I think I probably would have liked, um, I guess I'm more fantasy when it comes to certain stories and stuff like that, rather than like grounded reality type fantasy type situations. If you get what I'm saying, or I do like science fiction, but out there science fiction, not on Earth. I do like on Earth science fiction, but I'm more like I like Dune is my shit. I've been watching Dune when it first dropped when I was a young bull. So you know what I'm saying? Like if there's anything that would traumatize you, watching that fucking long ass movie would. But but yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I ain't going with nothing.
Um, so we had three post credit scenes for this movie. Um,
Mm.
so let's talk about them, right? Um, I guess let's talk about obviously the most buzzing one was that we got a sneak peek at Shira.
Oh yeah,
That
I'm with
was
it.
that was
For
I
the
love
honor of
Shira.
Grayskull, I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. Give it to us. Give him his cousins. I'm gonna need it. Let's do it. I'm with it. I'm with it. I've been waiting. When they announced the live action He-Man, I was already ready for a live action She-Ra. That was it. I again love the cartoon. Love the new cartoon that Netflix did, which
Yeah,
was
I love that.
way, huh? What'd you say?
I love that.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It was way better than what you thought it would have been.
Hmm.
So yeah, when stuff exceeds your expectations, yeah, definitely. So yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm definitely with it.
So who would you cast as Shira?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would rather it be somebody new. That's what, and I think that's a lot of things. A lot of people want certain people to play certain people, and I understand that because they fit those characters. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, the dude that plays Jack Reacher. Uh, a lot of people were like, I think even you said that you would rather see him as Batman or something like that.
No, 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 no,
What?
no,
Who
no,
was
no,
it?
no, no.
Who was it? It was
It was
somebody
Bruce.
similar
It
to
was
him.
Bruce that said it. Bruce said
Oh,
that he
oh,
wants to see
okay.
him as Batman. I want.
Now,
I want to see Jensen Ackles as Batman, but
okay,
that's
all right,
not.
supernatural,
Yeah,
right, 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 right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Well, you know what? I'll. This is going to gut the shit out of me saying this. I slightly agree with Bruce,
Mhm.
and it's only because of absolute Batman.
Batman.
If
Yeah,
they
I
were
knew you was gonna
doing
say
an
that.
absolute Batman, he would fit perfectly. Other than that, I got him for Captain Adam. He got the build for
Okay.
Captain Adam. He already got that spark with Jack Reacher. That's who I feel Captain Adam is more like anyway. So I would definitely see him as a captain. But absolute Batman, because I read a few issues of Absolute Batman recently because I didn't just find out about it, but for the most part, it was like, oh shit, this is a different type of Batman. Hold, these motherfuckers were friends. Like you, like you find out people were childhood friends and shit like that on this joint. So it changes your aspect of the storytelling of Absolute Batman. So yeah, I would definitely see him as an absolute Batman. Other than that, though, not regular Batman though. But Captain Adam, yeah.
Yeah, you talking about Alan Richardson?
Alan Richardson, yeah,
Yeah, that's his
yeah.
name. Yeah.
Alan beat my neighbor's ass Richardson. Don't fuck with me in front of my kids, Richardson.
Oh
But
man. So would you want to see? So they back to the post credit scene. So obviously another post credit scene was Evelyn going back for Skeletor's head. So would you want to see another movie outside of She-Ra? Like, would you want to see a part 2 or a
of
sequel
He-Man,
to Master of the Universe?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
for real. A lot of certain characters, certain movies deserve three. They deserve a good set of three. You know what I'm saying? To tell a good story. I mean, we've had stories told in one movie. We had stories told in two movies, but I feel as though like a He-Man story, you know what I mean, especially bringing in She-Ra, you know, if they are trying to create a world, I would definitely want another He-Man movie.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, like I said, the nostalgia of it, the humor, the action, like it wasn't. It was exactly what I knew what I was going into. I'm gonna say that. So that's always a plus. So what would you rate it?
Um, Again, I enjoyed it to a certain extent. There was, some things that kind of troubled me, but for the most part, I knew the formula. I knew who the targeted audience was, so I give it a solid eight. I'm a yeah, solid eight. Yeah, for a He-Man
We're gonna
movie,
call it a level 8. Level 8.
level
Good,
eight.
good thing. Level 8 movie. Make sure you guys check out He-Man in theaters. I think it's still in theaters. Yeah, because it's not on TV yet. It's not on Amazon Prime yet. So alrighty, moving on to our last movie of today's movie level. Speaking of nostalgia, and speaking of a good parody and making fun of things that kind of obvious, this long-awaited movie hit theaters with the Wayne brothers coming full back, no gas, no brakes with it. And we're talking none other than affectionately known as Scary Movie 6, but Scary Movie 2026. Now, fans are torn about how well it did in the box office but versus how critics felt about it. But we're going to break it down. We're going to talk all the hot takes and deep dives that made this movie one for the books. Let's talk Scary Movie 2026. So how do you feel about it, Skitty? Initial reactions.
Um, I gotta say, I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy the movie as much as I wanted to enjoy the movie. And that was because certain parodies I think were just forced and weren't as funny as they should have been. Or, maybe they had a stream of ideas and just did one because, well, this is, first of all, there wasn't that many good, scary, horror films for them to parody. We're
Yeah.
going to say that. We're going to say
Yeah.
that off rip. This was not the year of horror. Last year was not the year of horror. So that's there. Um, I felt in the beginning the the Final Destination parody was kind of lackluster. It didn't feel, I got a chuckle, but it wasn't. Bottom line, and matter of fact, let me make a long story short. I didn't get that ha 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 belly laugh from a Wayne's comedy until the last 40 minutes of the movie. That's just how I felt. I didn't feel connected to certain my camera's like, fuck you. That movie was funny as fuck. Fuck what
it
you
literally got you. It literally got you
saying.
stuck like you had the Skeletor laugh stuck.
Like, right. But nah, I got a couple chuckles with the Tiana Taylor. You know what I'm saying? That was, when he stabbed her in the abs and the knife the knife bent. That was funny. She was like, my abs got abs, but again, I felt that was kind of forced just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Um, Again, I didn't get that belly ha, you know what I'm saying? That belly laugh until, like I said, the last 40 minutes of the movie. Last like 45. It just wasn't there for me. And then characters that you thought would have been in the movie longer weren't in the movie like that. Like the bull with the small hand.
with
You know
the
what I'm saying?
strong hand.
I thought with the strong hand, I thought he was going to be in there a lot longer.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
the scene with you know, the church scene, I don't love men
No
no
strong
more.
winds.
I was expecting, I don't know, maybe it was like, and then everybody, all the dudes and everybody was twerking in the church, and it was like I see what you was trying to do, but it just, again, I know I might not be, this might not be a popular opinion, but I just didn't. It wasn't ha ha ha. The first two scary movies we had belly laughing from beginning to end. You know what I'm saying? Even when I went back to go watch them, it was like, yeah, okay, this is still funny from beginning to end. Scary Movie 6, in my opinion, wasn't funny from beginning to end, but rather from middle to end.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think it was better? So was it better than three, or was you put it
Oh,
after three?
hell,
Because
what?
four and five
We don't
suck.
even mention, just like the bullshit season 2 of Avatar, we don't mention the war in Ba Sing Se. 3 and 4, and 5, if there was a 5, I don't know.
Yeah, it
I
was
don't
a 5.
remember.
Mhm,
It
mhm.
was. See, I don't even remember
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even remember 5. So that's what I'm saying. Like those, I've watched those. I've watched those, and they still didn't. I don't. I remember one of them tried the Brokeback Mountain shit, and it just, again, that's all I can remember from those Jones. So that tells you
Yeah,
something.
I
So
was
yeah, yeah,
so I would say that I agree with you, right? Like it definitely was like it was funny. I'm not saying it wasn't funny, but it wasn't
right,
like a consistent funny that we got from the first and the second one. And I know with all the years past, they probably had a lot of things that they could allow to be, it's different now. Back then, the comedy aspect was a little bit more raw, uncut. I'm pretty sure even though as much as they tried to be true to themselves, there was only but certain things they probably the production would probably allow them to go far in. So you
right,
kind of see like where they had some jokes they took it, but they kind of stopped when they could have kind of took it a little bit further. Like where other jokes they
right,
probably didn't
right.
need to take it that far. Like the prime example when they're on the train and she says my pronouns are they them.
They them shit like
That
that.
was
You know what?
funny in
It
the
wasn't
trailer, but they took it too far
right,
with the
right.
turn and the like. It was like it was. I didn't find that funny. Not saying it wasn't funny to some people,
Wasn't
but
funny. It just wasn't belly laughing as it
yeah,
was in the trailer.
yeah, yeah,
Right,
yeah. And
right.
but I do like things
Also,
like Cindy and her daughter. I thought that like her daughter was like basically new age Cindy. Like it's like she was and then her having played the Jamie Lee Curtis Halloween version of Cindy, I thought that was a good thing, but they just they left a lot of moments on the table that they could have taken advantage of.
I
And that
also
was the
like
kind of thing that kind
how
of
they
sucked.
teased us with that white chicks moment. That was unexpected. Also, shout out. You know what? And again, last 40 minutes, like I said, 45 minutes of the movie, the K-pop Demon Hunter shit. That had me rolling on the fucking floor, yo. I'm over here. I ain't going front because I snuck my pen in the movie theater, and I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, oh damn, I spilled my weed. Damn, damn,
Oh, drop that dun dun
damn.
dun.
right? And and then it's like I don't want to press no. Damn, damn you. But yeah, that K-pop Demon Hunter shit was funny as hell. They did that one. They did that one. Marlon Wayne's that you could tell because each Wayne, even though they have similar comedies, aspects of themselves, you can tell which joke they specifically was like, that's their joke. That was definitely Marlon's joke. That was definitely Marlon Wayne right there. And I loved every bit of that.
Shout out to was it Kim Wayans? She was in it, right?
Yes, yes, yes. The
Like
nurse.
I shout out to her. Like, I know she don't get as much recognition as she, normally is in the Wayans family, but I think her character definitely really stand out for the time that she was in it because she was funny. When she was doing the thing about
Nurse.
don't you see we on
You see
lunch?
me on
This is the break room. We on break.
as soon
Like,
as
yeah,
he
like
said
it
break,
had
as soon as he said breaks over, bang! Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
That was
it
classic.
had all the it had all the elements to be great. Like you said, it just was. It's like it had moments where you was kind of like,
Right,
okay, oh, like
right.
it was it was like what Screen 7 probably should have been. But
Scream 7 was alright. It was alright. It was better than the ones without her. You know.
all right, what you going to rate it? What we going to give Scary Movie?
I have to give it a 7. I have to give it a 7. Even though certain I enjoyed it, I definitely didn't enjoy it. It shouldn't have been the last 40 minutes of the movie. That was belly laugh from the belly laugh type shit. That's yeah. 7.
I agree. A 7 is good. A 7 is good. 7. Yeah, let's call it a
Level
7.
7.
Level 7. We gotta get a little doom doom. Okay. All right, moving on to the TV level. For time's sake, I know we're gonna want to talk about it, but I'm gonna save House of the Dragons. I'm gonna give us
Yeah.
another
Okay.
episode, to see how we feeling. Cause I know that first episode was fire, but we gotta give House of Dragons a chance to cook because they've been acting crazy lately.
Just a
Cause we're
little
going
bit.
straight to Avatar: The Last Airbender. So, Earth, air,
All right, you
wind,
got this one.
fire, heart. As these powers combine, I am Captain Planet. No.
Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop.
Netflix does definitely have its hit and misses, and Avatar: The Last Airbender live action falls in the lines of one of those. Fans are
Miss.
raving at season 2 new version of events. And as my great partner always say, we don't talk about the war in Ba Sing Se, even though it was literally the topic of the whole season. Let's talk about deep dives, hot takes, and all the misses of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Full disclaimer, I'm 5 episodes into 7, so I mean, even though I know what happened, we can talk about it. Obviously, I haven't watched the last 2 episodes yet, but we can talk about most majority of it because I know it's a lot to discuss. So, Skinny, let the people know how you feel. People know how
I
you
think
feel.
y'all already know how I feel. Um, again, Boomy. If it's not Toph, that's my favorite character. Is Boomy. Boomy is the smartest man in the room, but has people thinking he's the craziest, insane person in the room, which probably is true. But the fact that they take away that aspect of Boomy and who Boomy is very much disturbs me. Very much disturbs me. Instead of showing his prowess as an earthbender, they got him locked up in a cage. Not even a cage, a nice chilling room. He's just sitting chilling in a room, you know. And I don't. They're not giving. It's coming out. They're going to give him some more, importance. But again, just like season 1, I was disappointed in his interaction with Aang. I It's making my ear itch. My ear really started itching when I started thinking about Boomy live action. That's crazy. That's bananas. It never happens. Um, Again, the saving graces of this live action show: Iroh, Zuko, Lao Fang. Just like, and the reason why I say Lao Fang, and the reason I said again, is because on the first season, um, Zhao, the Moon Slayer, was a saving grace on the first season. Um, Toph, I like Toph. I did like Toph. I didn't like the interaction and aspects of how they met because her and Aang actually fought first. Um, I hated the boulder. I'm not saying that the Boulder was my favorite character, but he was enjoyable on the cartoon. He wasn't enjoyable on here. Um, I didn't like how they changed the aspect of how how her parents were trying to get her back when she hired the house. If I'm not mistaken, the dude that was teaching Toph earthbending didn't know that she was fighting in the underground tournaments, but yet he knew she was fighting in the underground tournaments on the show. I mean, on the live action, which that bothered me. That was kind of like, because then you sent you know that her parents are doing something wrong, but yet you see the gold, so you go anyway. The whole fact of him going on the cartoon was that he didn't know. He didn't know. They didn't know until they found out everything when she ran away. Um, Debate. I liked how they kept, to the fact that the Beifong family were friends of all the avatars. They kept that. They kept that, which was cool. They changed again. When you change the core or the origin of the character, you got to keep it solid. I love Danny Pudi. That's my boy. I bet from day one on the show Community, one of the funniest college shows you'll ever see. But I did not like what they did with Psy. On the cartoon, he was very important, more important to what they had him on the show. He was the creator of the Fire Nation's equipment. It wasn't the Beifong family giving them money to make that equipment. No, Psy was a genius. They took away the genius of, well, they didn't take it away. They dimmed it down, which I didn't like it anyway.
You off.
Oh, go ahead.
But wasn't Psy the reason why Sokka learned how to he out the ships, the airships, the air raid ships, right?
Yeah, it's because
Wasn't that
they found out that
yeah?
he was the creator, because they were
He was the
hiding in
one.
the
Yeah, that's what
northern
I
air
was.
temple.
Yeah. Okay.
Psy in the cartoon was hiding in the northern air temple with his son, who could fly who was in the wheelchair. He created the
Yeah.
wheelchair. So again, that's what I'm saying. You change the core of a character, and you got to make it solid. You got to make it flow, and it didn't flow, and it wasn't solid. I didn't like how easily Ty Lee and Mai were with Azula, because they didn't show her of recruiting. That was an important part of how Azula got her friends to come with her. Because remember, again, in the cartoon and in the comic book, Mai was just bored, and she did want Zuko back. So she was doing it because she was getting Zuko back, not to kill Zuko. She didn't want to kill Zuko at all, which again, they changed that aspect on the live action. Ty Lee didn't want to go. She didn't want to go. She was happy with her circus life. But then she seemed kind of sadistic in there. And it was
like they made her like she was more like the moral gray area for them. Like, even though Mai was still that, but she was the one that kind of like didn't, because she wound up eventually become the Kabuki warrior. So she was kind of like that moral gray area. Why she was basically forced a friendship. Where in the live action, she kind of was buying. When she had them spare off, like fight each other, it was like, oh, this is go time. Like, and nothing against the Azula character. I definitely like the character's as they are individually. We'll get to Aang in a second. But like you said, it's like they rushed continuity thinking that it was fluff. But the
Mm.
thing about Avatar is that the continuity is what made it so great. Understanding why these pieces of puzzle fit the way they fit, understanding why Toph struggled to learn sand bending, understand like my biggest gripe is the most recent episode I just watched was the library. I excuse my French, fucking hated it. What was that? Like, that was not the
They weren't in the
story.
desert.
Going
There
to
were
the
no
desert,
sandbenders.
no sand benders. Fucking Jet was
They
there.
only
Why was Jet
reference
there?
cactus juice. They
Like,
reference cactus juice. They have cactus juice casually in a rich people's party.
and they get into
You
the
had
library because Aang decided to spirit bend them into the library.
he's just mind you, he never did that in the cartoon. Ever. Ever. He never took anybody into the spirit realm with him. You know who did? Korra. Korra was able to do it. How about that? So yeah, let's yeah. But yeah, Aang never did that in the cartoon. He wasn't able to take people with him into the spirit realm. That was that was weird to me when they did it in the first season. And then they doubled down to it. And then they made the scholar worry about shit. That's another thing that kind of
Yes.
threw me off. The scholar was so interested in the books, he didn't give a fuck about nothing else. At the end of the cartoon, remember when Wan Shi Tong was like, yo, I'm taking my library back to the spirit. That was another thing. Let's go back. I'm sorry, folks, because my brain is
Yeah,
going
yeah,
two times
yeah,
somehow.
yeah,
You know, it's going
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Let's
Let's
go
really
back.
dissect this.
Wang Shi Tong's library was not in the spirit realm. It was on the physical plane. It was the
It was just
last
buried.
one of the let me say it correct. Let me say it correctly and quotably. One of the few places that were still connected to the spirit realm that was in our realm. Quote unquote from the show. So for them have to tap into the spirit realm to get to Wang Shi Tong. Mind you, also Wang Shi Tong is all knowing. So he knows when something is going to happen. Case in point, he popped up as soon as Sokka in the cartoon said, now we have something over the Fire Nation. He popped right up on him. He said, I knew you was
He
going to
had
do
to
what
be
you was
told
going
it.
to do. Boom, bang, pop. Now nobody's leaving. Nobody's leaving this place. That's what he did. He didn't need somebody to snitch. He didn't need somebody to tell. You change the core of the character, you fuck them up. So mind you, the scholar snitches and it's like, oh, I see why you have a rule. I see why you have this. I was like, are you serious? I was like, he was so wrapped up. I yeah, that fucked it up for me. Now, what one thing I did like about the library experience is them running into different avatars in there. Chen Chen,
Kyoshi.
uh yeah, and Kyoshi. I kind of like that because they're in the spirit realm, you know. All right, they're coming to help. You know what I mean? There's certain stuff that they put in there in that library. You know, I kind of that it didn't bother me, and I kind of liked it. But again, it wasn't enough for me to be like, oh, this is a good episode. You know what I mean? Wang Shi Tong
My
ate the library. Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Go
my
ahead.
thing is, I'm gonna say this. My thing is, this is why I didn't like it because they also made Toph look weak. And this is why. Because the whole point of that scene was the fact that it was in the desert and that was her weakness. She was not able to save Appa and them at the same time because she struggled with sand bending. They put her on regular
Mhm.
ground and she struggled to hold that building up, which made no sense because if she was in regular Earth, it would have been a cakewalk for Toph. The whole point of her being the earthbender master is because she was so superior in her level that all she was doing was she was bored, so she was trying to find different ways to make earthbending different. That's why she got metal
And she did.
bending. That's why
And
she
she
had
couldn't find Appa.
yeah,
She couldn't find Appa.
and she couldn't find Appa because he was in sand, so she couldn't sense him. You put them on regular ground, mind you. You got Appa and Momo guarding bodies landing in the
Mind
open. Nobody walked apart upon them. Nope. Zuko was just like, hey, all right, I'm gonna come
Uh,
back later. Like, like
another thing that disappointed me was I didn't feel I didn't feel like Aang's reaction to Appa's mission was authentic. I don't feel as though they captured that rage, that loneliness, that helplessness that Aang felt when Appa was gone.
yeah,
And again, it's because they rushed the continuity. Now, I'm not saying that rush continuity because there's abridged versions of a lot of things, especially anime. There's abridged versions for a lot of anime. Case in point, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Got rid of the fillers, went straight to the point. The live action Yu Yu Hakusho, great live action, shortened up its continuity, rushed some stuff, but still made it solid. You know what I'm saying? These are points that I really stick on because it
One
seems
Piece season two.
all right. So yeah, oh yeah, especially One Piece season 2, and I don't even fuck with One Piece like that. So come on, come on. Yeah, I didn't appreciate that. I didn't appreciate that. Um, Another thing that I didn't appreciate is in the cartoon, Azula. It seems like they could just whip. She could just whip up. You don't got to build it up because, mind you, in the cartoon they had to build it up. You know, they had to, and then let it go. You know what I'm saying? She's just zip zip bow. You know what I mean? Like she's raiding or some shit like that, which is kind of crazy. But like in the cartoon, she caught Aang off guard and shot him in the back.
Oh yeah, she shot him head
Somebody
on.
said this. Somebody said this on social media, and I fully agree. How the fuck is she gonna pop him dead front? Mind you, he sees this in Avatar state. In Avatar state, and she, oh shit. Let me shut up because I remember you said that there. You
Okay, it's
said you only
okay, it's fine. No, it's
okay,
fine, it's fine, it's
okay.
fine. Cause
No, but
I've
I just
seen the
realized I'm like,
clip.
damn, I just told her the
It's
whole end.
fine.
But yeah, she popped him dead center. He's in Avatar state. Wow. And I'm like, and mind you, he dodged the first one. He dodged the first one. I,
The other
I
thing
don't
is
know.
they take away that particular scene. They take away the fact that originally his back was turned, and the whole point of the next book is we watch a already mentally broken Aang, but now we got an injured Aang. And that Aang that struggles with ultimately what he has to do is where we kind of get that build up and how we get Zuko now turned around. It's just like, again, there are things about this live action that is great. It's not M. Night Shyamalan, Last Airbender. It's far from that, right? It's way
Oh,
better
far from
than
that.
that. But
Still
it's
better than Mortal
like
Kombat 2.
still better than Mortal Kombat too. But it's just like certain things, like people are saying, okay, the character and the child actor has now aged, right? He's basically the same height as Sokka, right? And it doesn't make a big difference, but this is why I say that, because the whole point of Avatar is that we got this innocence about Aang, that because he was the youngest, you kind of knew he struggled with his ultimate battle. He about to go up against Ozai, and they about to be head to head. They about to go toe to toe. This Aang ain't fucking around. Like, and it's not that he can't be morally complex, but it was that blissful ignorance of him thinking that everything can be good that kind of kept him in that state until he actually that battle grew him up. Now we're basically
Mm-hmm.
watching this kind of grown up Aang deal with his feelings for Qatar, and he didn't really get that Boomy interaction that we was looking for, where Boomy had that conversation with him about, it was quick about, oh, you gotta find neutral zen, and this is what, no, the life
And
lessons he
remember, like
learned.
they actually freed Boomy. That was the whole aspect of it. To see, like, I loved how the cartoon captured how skillful Boomy is, because Boomy was like, I could have escaped any time. We
Anytime.
could have been protected this John, but there was a plan, and there was something else that I didn't like. I know there's a lot of things that I didn't like, and I know there's very few things that I like. I wanted this to succeed. Just to clarify, people, I was disappointed on Leaves of the Vine. I was expecting singing. I was expecting a song. I cried on Tears of the Vine, the cartoon version. I shed a few tears on that episode because there was a whole lot of reasons. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Uncle, our favorite character, but Mako died. That was his last
Mhm.
episode. So it was like, damn, y'all kind of just softened that up. Um, I didn't like that the White Lotus weren't established because, mind you, the White Lotus were
Yes,
already
yes, 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 yeah. I'm about to say that. Like that pissed me off. I'm thinking,
that
like,
pissed me
where's the
off
White Lotus?
because the
Where's the
White
White
Lotus
Lotus?
were already established, but when he got there, mind you, he got there and he was brand new to the White Lotus, and I was like, if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the Grand Masters of the White Lotus. Him, the other fire general, that the deserter, because they had the deserter on there, and they kind of dumbed his character down. Um, the deserter, the Southern Water Tribe, the Northern Water Tribe master that taught Katara, that was against women learning, water bending and shit like that. He
Yeah,
was part of the group. Boomy was a part of the group. You know what I'm saying?
because that's
The
literally
sword master.
what he
And I
escaped.
swear to
That's what he
God, if y'all
escaped
don't
and
have
went.
Meteor Sword, Netflix, if you don't have fucking Meteor Sword, if you don't have that arc on this motherfucking next season, I'm done. I don't give a fuck if y'all announce a season 4. I am done because that was a greater moment for Sokka right there when he got his sword and learned from the Fire Nation's general who was a sword master, retired general who was a sword master, but also part of the upper echelon of the White Lotus. So yeah, that White Lotus interaction pissed me off. Um, disappointing, very fucking disappointing, very fucking disappointing. The whole season. Like I never screamed at a show so much. Like I'm literally screaming, like, "What the fuck are you?" Like my reaction to social media when I was like, "Yo, like they really like fucked up King Boomy." Like I was really like pissed about that shit. Like really pissed off. Like damn it, like you fucked up a great character. I just damn.
Well, I
No,
mean,
that now he didn't remember the okay because dude was like, how do you fuck up that song? They didn't fuck up the song because they still played it. You still heard the tune of Leaves of the Vine, but the whole moment was Uncle singing Leaves of the Vine because that was his song to his son. You know what I'm saying? That was the connection with his son. They were in the army together. He was supposed to be next in line to take over the Fire Nation, but because of his son dying, I'm saying, that stopped everything. So
I
yeah,
mean, like,
they just they dump. Yeah, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say it was just a lot of stuff they just watered down. That's the easiest way to say it. Like, a lot of things. Like, I did, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of Jet, like the character Jet, they did my man Jet dirty.
Oh,
Cause
oh,
that don't even make no sense. Like, I was sitting there watching, like, why is he here? Like, I was sitting there like,
why is he in the library? Why
why
is he
was
in the
he there?
library?
Like,
Why?
like
Like
it
he
made
and
no
see that's the
sense.
thing. You change something, please make it solid. He was the reason why they found Appa and got ambushed by Azula and the Dai Li agents. You know what I'm saying? See, that's the
Exactly.
because in the cartoon, remember Lake Lao guy, they hypnotize you. They fucked with your head at Lake Lao guy. They ain't really do that. They ain't really. It wasn't really. It was lackluster, and then it was again. It was just it's hurting me. It's hurting me. Now, okay, Good point. The bending is still awesome, and martial arts is
Yes,
still awesome.
yes,
Yes, yes,
yes,
that's still
yes,
awesome. We can't take
yes.
away that greatness, but the storytelling is getting shittier and shittier. The first season
It's
agitated me.
over with.
The second
That's what it feel
season
like.
pissed me completely off. If they don't fix what they need to fix on this third season, yeah, Netflix, you will no longer be the kings of live action. Period. I don't give a fuck how good One Piece is.
All right. Well,
But it
we're
was
not
still
gonna
better than
really.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, we're gonna save the rating for it, but make sure you guys watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. All episodes are on Netflix. There are 7 total episodes, and let us know what you think about it in the comments. So now we're gonna move on to our last topic of the day before we get to our wrap up level, and that's none other than the anime level. And this level is specifically dedicated to one anime in specific, and that's none other than the great Dr. Stone. Years in the making of taking what could arguably be one of the best animes of its time. Technology mixed with the idea of journey, knowledge, and fellowship. This anime either kept you happy, sad, intrigued, or a little bit of the both. If you ask me, I knew I could do anything with a paperclip and a dream. But let's talk about
What?
the series finale of Dr. Stone. And the final question asks, who is Y Man?
Dr. Stone made you feel like you could live off the grid. No doubt about it. And it was all backed by actual science. So it's not like, these weren't things that you couldn't do on your own. You know what I mean? Probably hard to do, but you could do them nonetheless. I enjoyed it until the end. It was Village, M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong's Village all over again. Like, I was so pissed. I was so pissed because this whole time when you find out that there's somebody trying to communicate with them, you're like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that we see another species. You know what I'm saying? Or even a evolved humanoid like alien or whatever. The whole fucking time, the little devices that could petrify people were sentient fucking life forms. The whole fucking time they could have just talked to this thing and would have been like, yo, yeah. So mind you, they were it was a group of sentient beings just flying through space, and they were studying humans, and they realized humans die. They didn't like the fact that humans died. They knew humans didn't like dying, so they decided just to petrify people to keep them alive. But the only thing is that your brain has to keep active during the petrification. So if your brain wasn't active, you didn't survive. That pissed me off. That pissed me off beyond any reasonable thinking. And even though I love Dr. Stone, again, that M. Night Shyamalama ding dong me. That did. It hit me. It hit me right there. And I was like, oh my God. I went to my brother's room and it was like, it's the village all over again. God damn it. I was so pissed. So pissed. So pissed. But yeah,
You know what
yeah.
made me mad about it is that why didn't Senku think about that? If you like the whole time, it's never been something that he questioned. And they've done shit that didn't even make sense, like building rockets, creating
You build a spaceship.
line spaceships,
What?
create a video game, like creating the first calculator, like all these they brought back millions of people, and it never once dawned on him or the other dude, like, oh well, maybe the thing this is like
Well,
this is
the
the thing.
signal, the
Like
signal was coming from the moon. The signal was coming from the moon. So I understood, because again, it gives you the illusion that they're on the moon, which there were. There were a lot of those things still out in space, still on the moon. But it's the one that was I,
Communicate because it was the oxygen. The oxygen was their Achilles heel. Because as soon as they hit Earth's
yeah,
atmosphere, they started to
because
rust.
they
That's why
rust.
that's why when they put him in the container, he said he was trying to talk. it was like you want to be mad, but the anime was so good, like you really can't be that mad. Like, but it was
But
definitely
it
like,
pisses you off. It let
yeah, it was definitely like M Night
all that
Shyamalan.
goodness. Nice shamalama ding dong this. For real. It did. It did. I love Dr. Stone. Again, I was watching it from day one. But man, when you find out that end, you are like, what the fuck did I just watch? Like, are you serious? The whole damn time. That's like finding out. I'm not going to front. Like, I wasn't disappointed when I found out this. When who's the half white, half black? Zetsu. When you find out white Zetsu and black Zetsu are actually pieces of the queen. They're the other so-called quote unquote children. You know, you're like, damn. Because at first you think Zetsu, black and white Zetsu are weak as shit. But then you're like, oh no, these motherfuckers is actually, they're the shit. They've been there the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, they helped start Akatsuki for real, for real. So, you know, that it was exciting learning about their history and how they've been involved with all the stuff that was going on in the world of Naruto. This wasn't that same feeling. It was basically finding out that people are scaring people in a bunch of monster rubber suits and red hoods, and that they're living in 2002 and not 1894. You know, it felt exactly like that. Exactly like that.
I mean, it was funny because they also basically called them idiots. They was like, they had so much hope for the human race, but it took them so long to figure out what was going on. Lily was like the truth about us watching the anime. We had to watch the whole anime because never once did I think, oh yeah, the main villain is definitely that piece of metal. Like,
That's not
I'm
why,
thinking like
man.
it's an
That's not
alternate
why,
universe
man.
of Senku, or it's like a time loop. I'm thinking all the
You know what I'm
complex
saying?
options.
Making a hell of a whole different scenarios rather than that little itty bitty fucking device being why, man, the whole fucking
The
time. The whole
whole
fucking
time. I know that I know he felt like an idiot. Like he just like all because they was a pet. They all because they wanted somebody to take care of them. Yo, Doctor Stone. Oh, it's definitely not about to win anime of the award.
It that was a wrap. That was a wrap. That was a stone cold wrap. I automatically knew. I'm like, no, 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 no,
Oh.
no. Nevermore, says the Raven.
But it's a good watch, guys. We're not trashing the anime. Definitely, if you are a science nerd, if you like anything in the realm of science, if Bill Nye the Science Guy was your guy, like anything like that is definitely a good watch. Like, because you're gonna get a lot of things. Like, there, this is it's very few animes that make me cry, and I definitely cried. I remember earlier in the season when basically they kind of off everybody and they just left Suika by herself. I was full blown tears, but it just goes to show
I
you that.
mean, no, no, go ahead. Finish what you were saying. Finish what you were
I'm just
saying.
gonna say it just goes to show you that even though things have bad endings, it doesn't ruin the whole show. It's not gonna ruin the
I
entire
mean,
series.
there's plenty of animes that were great and the ending was shitty. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Case in point, what was that one? The book, the names.
Oh, Death Note.
Yeah, yeah. That ending was shitty. Wolf's Rain, great anime. Wolf's Rain was fucking fire, but that ending was shitty. Uh, what's that? That Neverland shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's Neverland.
And that shit will hit you in the feels, but the ending was shitty. You know what I'm saying? So, again, Doctor Stone is a great anime, phenomenal story, make you feel like you can live off the grid, but the ending was shitty. It's not. That's not a debate. That's a stone cold fact. Stone cold fact.
Okay, Stone Cold fat, and that's a fact. That's
And
a
that's
level
the
fact.
bottom line. Because Skitty Colds, I'm sorry, that didn't even sound right coming out. I had to stop myself right there. I'm
We gotta
sober.
work
I
on our
apologize.
catchphrases.
I apologize.
All right, guys. So we're going to get into the part of the show where we wrap this thing up, none other than the wrap up level. But we talk about what's happening in the latest of geek and pop culture. I got a few things on my list, so we're going to go down. And Skitty, if you got something that you want to mention, just let me know. The first thing I got is it was announced that, well, we got the first look at the Ghostbuster animated series, Night Shift. Skitty, I thought
Yeah,
about you when I saw that. Are you excited?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm interested because there's been different stories, different Ghostbuster stories. Remember, there was the other, there was the Extreme Ghostbusters that came out that dealt with another crew. I liked that story for a while. But it didn't, it didn't last. You know what I mean? So I'm glad Ghostbusters are getting another shot. I'm interested to see what story they're going to follow. If they're going to continue the story from the recent movies that happened, or are they creating something totally different? So that would be it's going to be interesting. I just again
Yeah,
just keep it solid.
I agree. And then I don't know if have you seen the Stranger Things the animated show
Animation?
on Netflix?
No,
Yeah, the
no, I
80s.
didn't see.
It's really good. Like really good. I was actually pleasantly surprised, and it kind of made me think of this because we're taking something that's typically not always live action, but the last time we seen Ghostbuster was in a live action setting, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that when it goes to like animation, you get kind of more free reign to kind of like basically goes balls to the walls because if you guys, I think it's called Tales of what is it called? Tales of 1980s or Tape of 1980s, the Stranger
Yeah,
Things.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Like it's definitely something I would say that you guys can probably watch and to kind of see how maybe Netflix might take on this animated like spin on Ghostbusters. But I'm excited because, who doesn't love a good Ghostbusters? Like
Right,
who
right.
doesn't love good Ghostbusters? So obviously, Spider-Man Brand New Day, we got a new trailer, a new Brand New Day trailer. We see Savage Hulk. Haven't seen my man Savage Hulk in a minute. He been
Yeah.
playing bitch Banner all this time.
For real. Not even, not even, not even, not. It's a joke, but it's serious. Like he's definitely been bitch banner for real.
And we also get a little bit more Sadie Sink action, even though they have still yet to reveal her face in the trailer. We get a Sadie Sink Jean Grey action. And I'm excited about this Spider Man movie. I think that, and I said this yesterday to a group of people, Spider Man by automatic is $1 billion box office movie. Like we already know when it comes to Spider Man, it's going to do what it needs to do. And Tom Holland Spider Man has been a refreshing take on his character. But I think this is the point where we need a kind of like a Spider-Man 2. Like I know we always compare Tobey Maguire because he's, OG Spider-Man, but that raw
Hmm.
emotional vulnerability that made Spider-Man such a complex character, I think this is going to be Tom Holland's moment. I think he's
Right.
going to kill it. Now I'm curious to see what they're going to do about the elephant in the room with the mutant aspect. Spider-Man
Hmm.
possibly having a mutated gene. But we gotta see. We gotta. I'm happy. I'm gonna let him work. I'm gonna let him work. I think this is gonna be a great movie. So, if you guys haven't checked out the trailer, make sure you go ahead and check out the new Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer hitting theaters July 31st.
Yes.
Next up, Absolute
Um.
Batman TV. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, no, no! Because I was about to say, yeah, the absolute Batman. But we also got that trailer for Nightfall. Nightfall.
Yeah.
And out of the Batmans, I'm sorry, people can love Bruce Wayne, but Thomas Wayne and Nightfall Batman has been my favorite. They kill you. they, they don't they don't got this little,
Moral
oh,
complex.
we're better than them. Nah, fuck that. Kill them, some bitches. So, but yeah, I'm interested to see how this is going to be animated because it's also the latest Nightfall story where this is dealing with, where because his name is Azazel now, right? He's
Yeah.
not, he changed his name to Azazel. So or Aziel, something like that, the archangel, whatever. Um but yeah, this is him dealing with, Damian Wayne, Robin. So because in the original one, it was wasn't it Tim Drake? It was Tim Drake when Batman got his back broken, or
Yeah.
like back in the 90s. Because that's when Nightfall Batman first came out. So yeah, I'm interested to see this story, this take on Nightfall Batman, Absolute Batman. Yeah, again, after finding out, a little bit of the, origin of the story of what's going on, it's I can't wait for that to come out. That's going to be crazy. That one's going to be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, speaking of Batman, we also got Batman Cape Crusader season 2
Oh
coming out next
yes,
month. There's a whole
I
bunch of
love
Batman
that shit.
going on, just no live action,
I
but it's
love that
cool.
show. I love that. I'm Cape Crusader is definitely one of my favorites. Definitely one of my
Yep,
favorites.
yep. So I can't wait to talk about that. Conan the Barbarian animated series is in the works. Is in the works.
Yes,
It's in the
yes,
works. What else we
yes.
got?
And
Sakamoto Days.
remember
Sorry.
that Blair Witch?
Oh, the Blair Witch Project. New Blair
Yeah,
Witch Project. I'm
coming out with a
curious
new
to see.
Blair Witch.
Now that's the thing. Like, how do you think? I mean, we could talk about next episode, but how's that going to transition through time? That's what I'm
I don't
curious
see
because
that's like are they going to do the same aspect that they did? Here's the thing. When Blair Witch first came out, I thought that shit was real.
yeah, yeah.
I know
I
I'm
think
not
we all
alone.
did.
You know what I'm saying? Like
No,
I
I
know
think
I'm not
most
alone.
people did.
Because it was like, and
Who
then
was
you
in
see that
Baltimore as a
motherfucker
kid?
presenting an award on the MTV Movie Awards, and you're like, hold the fuck up. Like, Josh, nigga, like, is that Josh? That's what I said. I'm like, yo, wasn't we looking for him for the whole entirety of the movie? Josh? Like, and this nigga just strolls up. Oh, but I wanted to sidetrack a little bit because we're still talking about horror. I got to see Obsession. I've been hearing
Yeah, me too. I heard
nothing
great things about it.
but good things, and I see that I guess it surpassed Sinners with box office shit.
Man, I don't think that
So
was hard. I know.
I just article just popped up. It literally just popped up. That's what I'm saying. It just popped
Don't
up. So
get
I
me
got to see.
started. Sinners,
Sinners is
sinners
the
to
best.
me
Like, let
is
me stop.
sinners to me is Mortal Kombat the Skitty. Like,
No, 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 no. You can't say that you didn't enjoy Sinners.
okay, all right. I would say Weapons is more like to me Mortal Kombat because I think
All
Weapons
right,
was
I was
worse than
about to
Sinners.
say, oh, okay,
So you're right. I give you. I think Weapons was worse than Sinners.
okay, because I'm like, even though there was some y'all mean, you still enjoyed Sinners, but Weapons. That's why I told your ass to watch Barbarian first. That's why I told your ass to watch Barbarian first. I was like, watch Barbarian first. I don't think y'all understand the phone conversation because I texted her this and then I doubled down and I called her right before she puts on Weapons, and I'm like, no, don't watch that first. watch Barbarians. Knowing her hard headed ass, all right, okay. She probably just hung up the phone and was like, play. And then had the most disappointment, the greatest disappointment of her life. Oh shit.
It was such a disappointment. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Such a disappointment. Okay. You said Obsession. It was another movie that I would think we gotta talk about. The Furious. It was
It's in theaters, but it's in a theater that I gotta go. I gotta because I be doing Cinemark only for real. But now I need to start going to AMC and and Regal
yeah,
because they be playing the shit that don't play in certain Cinemark theaters, which is fucking dumb. Because The
yeah,
Furious looks like one of the greatest martial art films of the times right now.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you
It was
know
rated pretty high. Yep, yep. So we gotta
what?
definitely check that out and talk about it. What else we got? Sakamoto Days season 2 trailer drop.
Yes, coming.
Coming
It
out
dropped
January
today.
2027. No, the
Oh,
trailer.
January 20th.
It come out in
Okay, the trailer.
January, because it's gonna come out. It comes out just in nick of time for JJK season 4. Also coming out in January
Yes,
2027. The
yes, yes,
Calling
yes,
Art
yes,
Part
yes.
2. So we got that. Elizabeth Banks was cast as Miss Frizzle for the upcoming live action Magic School Bus. I actually think that was a pretty good cast. I'm not mad at it.
That's not
I'm
bad
not mad
casting.
at it. Yeah, I'm not
That's
mad at
not
it at
bad
all.
casting. I'm cool with it. Yeah. She
Records of
got that Miss
Ragnarok.
Frizzle.
Yeah, she got it. She definitely got it. Yeah.
Mhm.
She gonna put that in the bag. I have
Oh
no
yeah.
I'm curious to see what they cast as the kids, but we'll see that coming.
Right, right.
Records of Ragnarok season 4 confirmed. Supposed to be the final season, so that also is coming out next year. We got a first look at Cricket in the upcoming Pinocchio Unstringed horror movie. Did you see the Jiminy Cricket? That I
I
don't.
saw when these movies are announced and the trailer comes out, I watch the first trailer and I'll be like, I just be like, all right. Because
I
there's a
probably won't
string of
watch
them.
it.
There's the Peter Pan one, there's the Winnie the Pooh, Pinocchio, and if I'm not mistaken, there's a whole world that's being created based around these horror characters. So I probably gotta watch it. But
Mark, nobody
yeah.
Nobody want to see a horror movie smash the school bus. It probably will be amazing, but I don't want to see that. Nope. That shit. I mean, that's going to terrify the mess out of me. Nope. All that. Mad School Bus was a horror movie, technically a horror show by itself. If you really think about it, it was colorful and it made you think you was going on adventures. But the stuff she was doing to them kids in the classroom, probably nobody should let their kid go back to that class ever again. So if they make it a horror aspect, nope, I'm good. You can leave it. I'm good. I'm good. All right, and the last thing I have on Skinny posted this the Unhinged Netflix immersive
Yes.
gameplay. That look hard.
This is the second immersive game type situation, if I'm not mistaken, that Netflix has done. There was something called Cat Burglar that me and my daughter played, and that was fun to play. Where you see the outcome of what the cat burglar does. You had to do it 3 times to get 3 different artworks, and you also got three, I guess, different scenarios on how to do stuff to get the art with cat burglar. Unhinged. It seems like a very interesting horror immersive horror game. So I'm totally. Well, you know what? No, didn't they do one with the
That was a
Babadook?
Black Mirror.
Yeah. Okay. So this is like.
They've been doing this for a while. They started doing it to
So
answer
this
Mark's
is like the
question. Yeah, they've been
fourth.
doing it for a while.
Yeah. So
hmm
so yeah. Either way, I'm the trailer for it looked interesting. So I'm definitely down to
Yeah.
see what Netflix has to offer. And this poses a question: is Netflix trying to get into the video game industry? Which would be really interesting. Like,
I mean, I would say now that they have money to blow, it would make sense. 'Cause, I mean, Warner Brothers, what I think would do, like they got some, it would make. I can see Netflix making that move. That would be a smart move. especially since they got this whole Mappa deal going on. They got a lot of moving parts going on that's making their
Hmm.
platform a little bit different to what we are used to. And I think that will be curious to see how this immersive gameplay, because people were questioning whether it was a show, a movie, or a game because
Right,
of how
right, right.
realistic it looked, and just that trailer kind of brought you in. So I'm definitely curious to see if Netflix tries to make that move, especially all the changes happening in the game industry. For sure. For sure. All right. Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap this up?
Not really. Um, we could have talked about House of the Dragons. I'm thinking about it because now I'm over here looking and I was like, well, shit. I mean, we could, but you know what? No, we're gonna save that. We're gonna save it. We're
We're
gonna
gonna
save
say
it
let's see what tonight
because now I'm
episode
looking at the
brings.
time and I was like, no, we couldn't have talked about House of the Dragons because that'd fucking go on for another whole hour.
Sheep sell motherfucker. Anyway, so
He gave no fuck.
uh,
He's like, oh, you want me to do this? Well, now we're gonna eat this burnt sheep real quick. So you gonna eat, and then we'll do whatever the fuck I think we're going to do. I say. But yeah,
you is
we'll leave that.
mine.
We'll leave that for next week. Oh, you know what? No. What Rick and Morty, the second
I
episode.
know.
That
I
was kind of
know.
sad. It was like damn, y'all kind of did Vacation Rick dirty. Like, I
Yep.
don't know. I didn't
Yeah.
know about that.
It was definitely.
It was
I was just thinking about Rick and Morty because I know we gotta definitely talk about the evil Morty of it all. So yeah, we're going to save that because by the time we get to next week, we'll talk and we'll be halfway through the season. So because the first 4 episodes of this season, of Rick and Morty, although they were all strategically played out the way they were played out, they were bangers. Like wow, Rick and Morty came back and did not have nothing. Yeah, so we definitely got it. We need more time. All right, we need more time, guys. So we're gonna wrap it up here. You're gonna see us next week for a back-to-back episode. Make sure you mark your calendars. Make sure you hit like, comment, and subscribe to the Level Podcast team. We are officially over 100 subscribers. Shout out to the Level Podcast, bringing you all the greatness in geek and pop culture. As always, I'm Rainy Days. That's Skitty Live. Make sure you check out our links in the bio. And until next level, we out.